This is actually kind of an interesting story, and it goes into the power lesson that I want to be sharing with you today. And I'm going to introduce you to a really powerful author and someone that I very much respect, who is doing some incredible work in the field of change, of how do we go from a place of being stuck and frustrated and disappointed and kind of doing the same thing over and over, really wanting things to change, right? Not necessarily like expecting a different result, not like, oh, that's the definition of insanity, but like really wanting things to be different and even maybe trying different things and just not really getting the kind of results that we're looking for. And not even just like on the outside, but on the inside as well. So for any of us who have really struggled with our weight and our relationship with food and our body image and our relationship to other women and comparing ourselves and even comparing ourselves to our own self 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago or however long ago. And it's like, oh, well, remember when the cabbage soup diet worked for me? Like I should do that again. Oh, goodness. Yes, just take a moment to like really have some compassion for the yo-yo dieter. It is freaking hard. I feel you. And so the guy that I want to introduce you to is Dr. Joe Dispenza. He wrote a book, many books, but two of them in particular that have really resonated with me. And I got them on Audible. You can probably get them on YouTube as well and just listen to them. Really fantastic. Or you just buy the book and, actually open up a book and read it. Imagine that. And there's two books that he wrote. One is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So it's like the thinking that creates the belief structure, and the belief structure that then creates the feelings and emotions that we have in response to life and situations and things. And then that creates our actions to try and deal with this like emotional response that we're having. And so there's layers to being a human. And oftentimes those of us that really focus on the weight, it's like we're focusing on the outcome of all of this underneath stuff and trying to fix that so that like we feel better about ourselves. And that does work for some people. So these books, Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks about Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself is the first book. And the second one that I read, You Are the Placebo. Really good, powerful stuff. So as a hypnotherapist, it is like that comes up, right? That comes up of like, who's really doing the changing here? Is it you? Is it me as the hypnotherapist? Am I coming in and like doing something like inside of your brain and like rearranging things like somehow you behave and respond to life in a different way? Now, of course, words are very powerful and they can create our reality and our understanding of ourselves within reality, which then affects our actions in life. And yes, if it's kind of like a one-to-one, it's really easy through the power of verbal persuasion and guidance to create a scenario in your mind and an image powerful enough for you to go in that direction, whether it's quit smoking or lose weight or get rid of fears and phobias or studying better, remembering things clearer. There's all kinds of things that you can do in terms of when you see a hypnotherapist, what they can work on you with. If there's anything that stress makes worse, hypnosis can help with. It can help make better. And so that's a really powerful statement when we are confronted with just how much stress affects our sleep, our eating, our hunger, our life, our energy, our mood, our health, like literally everything. So does hypnosis help and work? Absolutely. And so how this ties into the placebo effect is this: everyone always does it themselves. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. You have to be a willing participant, even if the words that the person said, whoever the hypnotist is, even if the words that they said resonated with you in a way that created a different reaction from what you had in the past, it is still you who is showing up, who is hearing, who is willing to pay and participate and engage, and who has that willingness and that expectation walking into it. I mean, best compliment that a hypnotherapist can ever get is, yeah, that was nice, but I made the change on my own. You don't ever want to feel dependent upon anybody. And that is one of my goals in my program. Even though I work with clients, I work with them one-on-one, I do coachings, I have a whole, 12-week program where I take them through a whole process. I teach hypnosis, and there's 15 different techniques that we go through. There's a lot of teaching and giving and transformation that I have been a part of, but it's not me. Right. And I can also claim my own transformation, that everyone that helped me along the way were helpful and important and guides, but I had to show up. I had to be willing. I had to be ready to take that next step. And at the end of the day, it's me. Every morning that I wake up, there I am. I'm the only one who's always there no matter what. And every time I go to bed, there I am again. I'm the only one who's there every time. And so really taking our power back and realizing, just like in Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, you are the placebo. I mean, literally, the placebo is the most studied drug on the planet. It is in every trial. You have to rank your actual results against the placebo, because just someone thinking that they got a drug that's going to help them helps them about 30% of the time. It's so studied and it's so written about. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, that's over there. But it is incredibly inspiring and encouraging to know that our thoughts have a lot of power in our life experience. All the things that I have learned along the way, all the testimonies that I have, not just from my own personal experience, but from hundreds and thousands of people that I've worked with over the years, in how to actually make change stick, how to change our mind about something sufficiently to actually get some results, to be able to live in that way where it is freeing and not constricting. Do I want to be intentional with my food so that I feel really good? Because I feel really good when I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner of proper proportioned, nutrient dense foods. I just do. There is a difference though between planning my food because I feel like I have to, because I've been a bad girl and I need to lose weight, and planning my food because I feel inspired to take care of this body. Now, the action is the same. Remember, right when we were talking about the action, but the underneath, the foundation, my thinking, my thought process, my emotions attached to it, the way that I judge it or don't judge it, my belief system underneath it is totally transformed. So that when I move out into the world, my action might be the same. I drink water because it feels freaking good. Again, not because I have to, not because it's the only thing that, is nutritious enough. And so it makes it a much more enjoyable experience. And for me, I found that that's kind of the missing link. For me, that literally is the missing link, and why I created this group, and why I have my 12-week program, and why I do my morning rise and shine for 15 minutes where we journal and we move our body and we meditate. It is so powerful and so helpful in changing the dialogue and the emotions and the belief system underneath, so that I can actually do things that I want to do. If I want to do a cleanse, or if I want to do a diet, if I just want to eat healthy for my body, or if I want to drink more water and I want to go for a walk with my dog every day, those things that I know are good for me are also what I want to do. That's where the miracle is. I mean, right? I mean, how many times have we said, God, if I could just eat the way I want to, but it's whoa, when you switch that up and what you're doing is actually what you want to be doing, and it's actually in line with your physical body for health and wellness, it is like a whole new world opens up of freedom and flexibility and energy and excitement that I just didn't even know was possible before. When I was 10 years old doing that first diet, I mean, it felt really good, but I came home to the same home. to the same old habits, which is what a lot of us do. We get all excited about whatever diet program or whatever exercise program we're going to do. And then we blink and it's the holidays and we're back with the family doing the same thing that we've done year after year after year, saying, oh, I'm going to, I'll figure it out later. And then the cycle continues and continues. And it's like, whoa, let's backtrack a little bit and see if we can make some adjustments at the foundation level so that we don't end up back in that cycle over and over again, getting frustrated with ourselves. Amen. Okay, so I really encourage you to get that book. It's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. There's a couple of books, a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, you go looking at him up on YouTube, he's got all kinds of meditations and classes and webinars and retreats and just cool stuff that I so would love to be a part of someday. I will. And again, so that's You Are the Placebo and breaking the habit of being yourself. All right. So, and if you want to join me in the morning time, so Monday through Friday, just for 15 minutes every day, I do like an accountability call. So it's a little bit less, it's more of you are doing the accountability kind of like in your own mind. I'll guide you through and, we do a quote and a gratitude and what would make today great and I am statements. And we check out what, our food and we make those sorts of plans. It's really powerful. It's been helping me a lot. It's not just stay on track, but it's like stay excited for what I'm doing, right? Because that's one of the things that can happen. I mean, I've been having this group for 3 years. I've been very consistent with the way that I eat and changing the way that I think for more years than that. And there are times when it can kind of get humdrum, right? And so how do we keep it fresh and how do we keep it alive and how do we keep it still fun? And so there are different little twists that we can add into our day. And there's some consistency that is really helpful so that the days don't just go by and we go, oh, oopsie, wow, I haven't really taken care of myself in a while. I haven't drank water in a while. I haven't, done these things. So it's called Rise and Shine with Rose Stein. What's up? So it's 15 minutes in the morning. We do 6:30 Monday through Friday. Pacific time. And I'd love to see you there. We're here to support you. All right. I love you. Have a great day.